What's up everyone, welcome back to yet another love story. No, but seriously guys, we have been explaining a lot of love relationships recently, like we focused on Black Clover's Asta x Noelle and Asta x Mimosa. We even went and covered some ships from Fairy Tail, Naruto and other animes. But now it's time to move forward into some bigger questions. Like, what is this relationship between Eren and Mikasa? Are they brothers and sisters? Are they just best friends? Or is this relationship even deeper? Well, let's just break it down. But before we do, we like to thank our sponsors Amino, who some of you lot might recognize. Amino is a platform where anyone can build their own community, and guess what? They have a whole anime section, along with more dedicated communities for specific animes. Yes, even Attack on Titans. You guys can post quizzes, messages, fan arts and much more. Recently they have added an awesome new story feature, and we went ahead and posted one of our ever first stories on there. If you want to check it out and let us know what you guys think, download the Amino app. It's on both iOS and Android. Then search to join the Attack on Titan Amino, and then search for our profile name AnimeBallsDeep to check out our story and other posts. We added a link on the comment section and description below. Remember guys, it's completely free and you will be helping to build a bigger community for Attack on Titans. With that, let's cue the intro. Alright, so right off the bat, we are introduced to Eren and Mikasa as two of the main protagonists of the series, alongside Armin being the third. Eren and Mikasa's relationship was initially portrayed to us as siblings living under the same house, and being very close, they stuck to one another quite often. Eren's antics standing up against bullies made Mikasa smile and worry at the same time. Their display of emotion was painted perfectly from the get-go, as there was an instant recognition of care and love. Although at this point, it wasn't clear if it was anything beyond the love of family. However, Hajime Isayama, the author of Attack on Titans, planned something unique between the two for future development, as at this point we learn that Mikasa isn't actually blood related to Eren, which then actually set some precedents to a relationship beyond just siblings. Although I'm sure if Isayama wanted to, he could have just made it into some Game of Thrones type of shit, sticking with making them actual siblings, but you know, Attack on Titan isn't about that life. Now, as the story unravels, we come to find that Mikasa's biological parents were murdered, and that Eren was actually the one to save and accept Mikasa into his home, where she was ultimately taken in by the Jaegers. Now guys, the key thing to note is that at this moment, Mikasa experienced one of the most extremist low one can feel, and then suddenly she was saved by Eren. And another point you guys need to remember is that the scarf she always wears was given to her by Eren during this moment, as he wrapped it around her in the attempts to comfort her when she had first lost all hope. Now, because of the way that Mikasa first met Eren, it isn't really far-fetched to assume that Mikasa at the age of 9 fell for Eren. Yes guys, I'm telling you, Mikasa at the age of 9 fell for Eren. There are actually studies done to find correlation for a savior love complex, which is similar to the Florence Nightingale effect, or the opposite of it, where someone who is given care falls in love with their caregiver. Now, this trope is obviously common with most fiction and fantasy novels, where there's a hero that saves a damsel in distress and the girl automatically falls in love with her hero. But really and truly, this isn't enough to push the idea of love between Eren and Mikasa, so let's just move forward. Now, after the events of the fall of Wall Maria and the death of Eren's mother, and basically the whole changing point to Eren's life, where he grows to be a teenage boy with PTSD and who is also consumed by anger, the relationship between Eren and Mikasa changes drastically. During these years, Mikasa and Eren both had enrolled to the military training, where Mikasa was a complete natural, which we find out later was due to her being an Ackerman and having a special bloodline. But this gave Eren a slight inferiority complex towards Mikasa, and maybe was a cause to Eren emotionally detaching himself away from her. Although he did still care about her, at times he displayed a sense of annoyance towards her. This was also due to Eren's false understanding of Mikasa's feelings. As a typical anime male protagonist, Eren is completely oblivious to Mikasa's love for him. Instead, he thinks Mikasa's overprotectiveness means that she thinks Eren is useless and can't really help himself, and that Mikasa only follows him since she feels indebted to him. To To Eren, he sees his relationship with Mikasa at this point like Mikasa is trying to mother him or act as though he is her baby brother, while in Mikasa's case, her feelings for Eren never really changed much. However, to Mikasa, the 9-year-old version of Eren was the one closest to her, and seeing Eren the way he is now, and how the world made it that way for him, gives her the motivation to fight, so she can once again get that Eren back. Now, to be honest, Eren acting the way he did would have pushed a lot of people away from him, and Mikasa sticking by him the way she did during these moments indicates she has strong feeling for Eren. So by the end of the first half of the series, gradually we come to find out that Mikasa's feelings for Eren is more than just that of a sibling or a friend. Come on, like not many people will go as far as Mikasa does for Eren. But with that, let's jump forwards to chapter 50 and onwards. Eren once again goes through a huge character development after being confronted with a lot of mind-blowing turns of events. Like the death of Hannes, getting captured then being rescued again, people fighting and dying to protect him, his close friends getting hurt, and most importantly, Eren's inability to do anything but watch helplessly through it all. The icing on the cake was Mikasa thanking Eren as they are about to die. She thanked him for being there for her when no one else was, for rescuing her and then showing her how to live. She thanked him for wrapping the scarf around her neck. In some sort of weird way, this also felt like a confession of love. But considering the world of Attack on Titans, the concept to express this feeling of love isn't as simple as it is in our world. If it is even simple in our world, that is. Like, all of these guys are constantly in war and fighting for their lives. They don't have time for love, but expressing gratitude and giving their lives for the person they love is probably one of the purest way to express their feelings. And I think that this moment was one of the closest a character in Attack on Titans could have got to show a confession of love. It wouldn't really be wrong to say that this moment was one of the highlights of the entire arc. Yes, I mean it, the entire arc. Like, it completely changed Eren's outlook of life and the support he actually has. Mikasa's words moved his heart to the point Eren's behavior was affected later in the series. Eren started to thank the people around him more and apologize when he could, but most importantly, Eren finally came to understand that Mikasa does not think about him as someone that's useless or helpless when she acts overprotective, and that she does not simply follow him because she thinks she needs to, but rather that she wants to follow him to the end of the world of her own free will. This realization is actually noticeable, as if you read the manga you will notice that after this moment, Eren does not react with annoyance when Mikasa helps him or shows her concern. Instead, Eren comes to accept it and even thanks her for it. On top of all of this, Eren is also shown to start thinking about Mikasa, paying more attention to things he says or that are happening and how they affect her. Like when he starts recalling his father, but then also remembers that Grisha was also the family for Mikasa too. These little interactions for Mikasa does show us that Eren has opened his heart for her. If you think about all of this, so far this seems like a one-sided love story. Like the moment Mikasa met Eren, he received her undying respect. She then decided to stay by his side in order to protect him and repay him for what he has done for her, slowly becoming stronger and later protecting him from the bullies that they even met in their city. She eventually ended up protecting Armin as well, but only doing so because of Eren's need to protect the boy and the stubborn need to rush into fights without thinking it through first. As their relationship developed, it seemed that Mikasa had fallen in love with him. However, I believe that Eren as a teenage boy did not notice this change in her behavior or her love for him as anything but as a sister or just as an indebted friend. Later, Eren did come to accept Mikasa as his companion and someone he truly cares about. However, at this point in the manga, Eren has not thought about Mikasa in any romantic kind of way, but that's because he actually was not able to, considering the events and his circumstance. Like Attack on Titan is not a romance manga. The romance plays almost no role in it, and that's exactly why I think Isayama is going where I think he's going with their relationship. He develops it on the side with the small scenes here and there while he concentrates on the actual plot, and he may give it little, only a little bit of focus when the story allows it. Like when the characters are not busy with fighting for their everyday survival, when pretty much the whole plot dries out, then maybe then the characters are forced to think about something else, to think about themselves, each other, their lives and what it actually means. Maybe then Eren will come to the realization that he loves Mikasa as she loves him. Eren will still need to go through the development phases that will hopefully end with him actually realizing his feelings if they are dormant, or just develop these feelings for Mikasa in the first place. Sadly though, currently in the manga it doesn't look like it will head the way we want it. Without giving much spoilers, there was a big time gap, and after that it seemed that Eren has become more distant and the progression that was made between Eren and Mikasa in fact regressed. As Eren explained the real reason why Mikasa follows and protects him, and also stated that he actually hated her. But then again, this might be just a ploy set by Eren. Hey, I ain't about to spoil it for you lot. The manga is really lit at the moment, but so is the anime, and I would recommend having a bit of patience and sticking with the anime. All in all, let me know what you guys think. Will Mikasa and Eren end up together, make babies, have a family and live in peace? Let me know in the comment section below. So far this is most definitely a one-sided love, but who knows what the future holds. Till then, I'll see you guys till next time.